Echoes of Darkness, Idi Amin, the tyrant who terrorized Uganda. Welcome back to Echoes of Darkness. Today, we delve into the life of a man whose name became synonymous with terror, Idi Amin Dada. His story is a chilling reminder of how absolute power can corrupt an entire nation. Born around 1925 in what was then the British Protectorate of Uganda, Idi Amin's early life was far from the corridors of power. He grew up in a rural area with little formal education. Instead, his imposing physical stature and natural charisma set him on a different path. In 1946, he joined the King's African Rifles, a colonial regiment of the British Army. This was his entry into a world of discipline, hierarchy, and, crucially, violence. Amin quickly stood out. He was a skilled boxer, holding Uganda's light heavyweight championship for 9 years. In the military, he was known for his brutality and effectiveness in suppressing uprisings, particularly the MOHM rebellion in neighboring Kenya. His superiors saw him as a loyal, albeit rough, soldier. He rose through the ranks, becoming one of only 2 Ugandan officers to be commissioned by the British just before Uganda's independence in 1962. With independence, Amin's star continued to rise. He became a close ally of Uganda's first Prime Minister, Milton Obote. Together, they were implicated in a scandal involving the smuggling of gold and ivory from the Congo. When the parliament demanded an investigation, Obote promoted Amin to Army Chief of Staff, effectively placing him in control of the military. The student had begun to outgrow the master. The relationship between Obote and Amin soured, filled with paranoia and mistrust. In January 1971, while Obote was away at a Commonwealth summit in Singapore, Amin saw his chance. He staged a military coup, seizing control of the country. The streets of Kampala filled with cheering crowds. People celebrated the end of Obote's increasingly repressive government, hoping for a better future. Amin presented himself as a soldier, not a politician, a man of the people who would restore democracy and stability. Few could have predicted the nightmare that was about to unfold. Initially, Amin enjoyed popular support. He released political prisoners and disbanded Obote's secret police. He projected an image of a jovial, charismatic leader, often seen mingling with ordinary Ugandans. The international community, particularly Britain and Israel, welcomed his rise, hoping for a stable, pro-Western ally in the region. But the mask of the benevolent soldier soon began to slip, revealing the face of a brutal dictator. His paranoia grew, and he saw enemies everywhere. He established killer squads like the State Research Bureau and the Public Safety Unit. Their job was simple: to eliminate anyone perceived as a threat. Intellectuals, judges, journalists, religious leaders, and ethnic groups like the Acholi and Langi, who were loyal to Obote, were targeted. People vanished from their homes and workplaces, their bodies often dumped in the Nile River or forests. The Nile became so clogged with victims that it sometimes blocked the turbines at the Owen Falls Dam. In 1972, Amin made a decision that would cripple Uganda's economy and cement his infamy. Claiming he had a dream from God, he ordered the expulsion of Uganda's entire Asian population. These were citizens and residents who formed the backbone of the country's commercial and industrial sectors. They were given just 90 days to leave, forced to abandon their homes, businesses, and life's work. Amin handed their properties and businesses to his cronies and soldiers, who had no experience in running them. The economy collapsed almost overnight. Shortages of basic goods became rampant, and the country plunged into an economic abyss from which it would take decades to recover. Amin's reign was marked by bizarre and erratic behavior. He declared himself His Excellency, President for Life, Field Marshal Al-Haji, Dr. Idi Amin, Dada VCDSO Mick, Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the seas, and conqueror of the British Empire in Africa in general and Uganda in particular. He challenged the Queen of England to a swimming race and proposed moving the United Nations headquarters to Kampala. While some of this was seen as comical on the world stage, for Ugandans, it was part of a terrifying and unpredictable reality. His foreign policy was equally chaotic. He broke ties with his former allies, Britain and Israel, and embraced support from Libya's Muammar Gaddafi and the Soviet Union. His most infamous international act came in 1976, when he supported the hijacking of an Air France flight, allowing the hijackers and their hostages to land at Entebbe Airport. The crisis ended with a daring Israeli commando raid that freed the hostages, a major humiliation for Amin on the global stage. By the late 1970s, Uganda was a nation in ruins. The economy was shattered, the infrastructure was crumbling, and the people lived in constant fear. The final act of his tyranny came in 1978, in a desperate attempt to distract from the chaos at home and rally support. Amin invaded neighboring Tanzania. This was his fatal miscalculation. The Tanzanian president, Julius Nyerere, had long opposed Amin's regime. In response, the Tanzanian army, supported by exiled Ugandan opposition forces, launched a counter-invasion. Amin's army, weakened by purges and internal divisions, crumbled as Tanzanian-backed forces advanced on Kampala. In April 1979, Idi Amin fled. His reign of terror was over. He first escaped to Libya, then to Iraq, before finally settling in Saudi Arabia, where he was granted comfortable exile. He lived out the rest of his days in Jeddah, never facing justice for his crimes. Idi Amin died in 2003 from multiple organ failure. The legacy of Idi Amin is a deep and painful scar on the soul of Uganda. He left behind a nation traumatized by violence, ethnically divided, and economically devastated. The recovery has been long and difficult, and the ghosts of his rule still linger. His story serves as a stark warning about the dangers of unchecked power, the cult of personality, and the descent into tyranny. The echoes of his darkness serve as a testament to the resilience of the Ugandan people who survived him and continued to rebuild their nation. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Echoes of Darkness. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the shadows of history. We'll see you next time.